again, welcome everyone, and this time we're going to take up agenda item number 2. I do have one person for visitor comments. Mr. Harrison, would you like to speak now, or would you like to speak when we get down by the item? Are you, strictly up to you, if you'd like now, or you can wait until we get to item 13, whatever you prefer. Okay, now? Okay. All right, so Cliff Harrison, come on up, sir.
I got some handouts. I can't put it on the file on. Mine in pocket. Long time taxpayer, first time visit.
Thank you, sir.
I wrote a statement, but I don't know if it's really clear. My concern is, first of all, I live just outside of Lytle, just north of where Rowan is going to be building its data center. The second part, not necessarily the first part. So I'm here actually to ask a question. So I wrote it down only because I'm going to stumble and stutter a little bit later. My name is Cliff Harrison, and the reason for my visit today is to simply ask whether or not Rowan Corporation is aware of the lignite coal mining operations that occurred during the late 1880s and 1920s. If so, would they be able to produce or share a certified geotechnical survey? I'm not an engineer, but I can imagine a couple million tons of concrete with dozens of commercial AC units and computer servers running 24/7 will generate a considerable amount of vibration. In turn, the vibration might not cause a problem over time. Shifting sand may or may not cause collapses or sinkholes to adjacent areas, not necessarily the coal mine area itself. If something were to occur years down the road, who volunteers to be held accountable for the property damage or possibly worse? If Rowan is unable to produce an underground analysis, I'm asking the county to ensure Rowan moves forward considering the safety of its new neighbors and its own investment. And unfortunately, maps of the area are almost impossible to find. I don't hold anybody accountable here, it's 100 years ago, right? However, a 1913 Medina Valley irrigation map filed in Hondo in 1914, that's kind of what you're looking at there, the old tiny looking one that's black and white, does show the general areas where coal mine conducted operations for a number of companies. Granted, it's not great, doesn't have geographic locations, no geocodes, nothing from Google Earth, none of that. It just basically shows you whereabouts the things were. I'm new to Lytle, basically, maybe 20 some years ago. My wife's family farmed that portion. Sinkholes, even up to like 10 years ago, would still open up just on the other side, north of the grass farm. It's there. There is a shaft there. Also, it's partially buried, right next to one of our old lots. Anyway, if you check with the Railroad Commission, they're going to tell you nothing exists. And if you want to ask that question, that's great. I don't know. You guys don't have the time. I have no idea what. Anyway, it's because of lack of exact mapping nearly a century ago that compounds my concerns as to why geotechnical surveys should be completed. It's basically my question. Whether or not it was done, whether or not it should be done, and if it's not done, and something happens 50 years down the road, who's going to pay for the new homes? Possible worse. That's one of them. I'm from New Jersey, originally. My hometown, in case you hadn't noticed on the news, is completely in the debacle about the same thing. Same generation mining equipment, 1900s. I grew up next to a town called Mine Hill, New Jersey, and one of its interstates has been closed down since December. So, because it's the same type of thing. Shifting things, vibrations, stuff like that. That's it. That's all my questions, or my concern. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, we can't actually respond in this portion of the meeting if it's not an agenda item. However, we will pass this information to Rowan so they're aware of it, and when we begin to look at that as part of the project, we would certainly ask these questions.
Okay, I did the best I can with my Google map thing and the CAD map, the old map, so I did. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, next we have item number 3, and it is a retirement presentation. And we have a wonderful lady with us this morning. This is Miss Martha Garcia. She has taken care of, kept the sheriff's office spick and span for the last 10 years. And I can't help, when I think of Ms. Garcia, even though it's not his day, I can't help but Mr. Garcia over there, because when I think of one, I think of the other. They both work at the sheriff's office. Mr. Garcia does the maintenance there. So for me, it's going to be really odd to not see y'all together at the sheriff's office. But don't think of leaving anytime soon, Mr. Garcia. There's a lot of inmates back there wanting hot water, and you can get that going. But today is about you, Ms. Garcia, and how much we appreciate you, how much I personally have enjoyed all the time being around you out there. You are the kind of person that we wish every person in our county was like. She's the sweetest lady ever. Right, Mr. Garcia? You're welcome. So we're just so thankful to have you, and we certainly hope you will enjoy your retirement.
Thank you.
Oh, we got some over here. Okay, you want to get one straight on with all the court? You want to get one with all the court?
Yes, please, sir.
Thank you so much. Do you want to make a speech?
Yes, thank you so much for everything, and I love everybody in the church office, and I know you long time, so thank you so much for everything.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And what's your official day when you leave?
It's the 2nd of May.
May 2nd. All right. Just around the corner. Oh, I should have asked at the sheriff's office, did y'all want to get one quick picture up here? Did y'all want to get one? Everybody's here? Come on. Yes. I'll stay right there. Come on up. Yeah. One more time.
Mr. Garcia, get over here, right there in the middle.
Hey, y'all trying to sit her up over here with us. Yeah.
Those of you on the camera, please want to use this way. And y'all have to get real friendly. On three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, if y'all don't mind, we also have another group with us, and I'm going to bring agenda item number 10 up. And if you please, so it is 10 is discuss and take possible action to proclaim April 27th through May 4th, 2025 as Texas Soil and Water Stewardship Week. And we are so appreciative of literally and figuratively the roots of our county back here. A bunch of our farmers are here this morning, which we so appreciate you all being here. And I'm going to read this proclamation, and then we would like y'all to come up and we'll get a picture with you all. So it says, whereas healthy, fertile soil and clean water is the lifeblood of nutrition and sustenance throughout the world, and soil conservation is a benefit to everyone. And whereas effective conservation practices ensure soil, water, animals, plants, and air can provide a rich standard of living. And whereas our survival and continued production and access to quality food and water depends upon the robust management of diverse natural resources nationwide. And whereas stewardship calls upon every individual to help conserve these precious resources to ensure their prosperity for generations to come. Therefore, I do hereby proclaim the week of April 27th through May 4th, 2025 as Texas Soil and Water Stewardship Week here in Medina County. And with that, if we could have the court, we're going to go ahead and take action on it, and then we'll have y'all come up. So I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we proclaim April 27th to May 4th, 2025 as Texas Salt and Water Stewardship Week.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sitter, seconded by Commissioner Castiglione, as stated. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations, y'all come on forward. Good morning. Congratulations. And there's an actual certificate. Jennifer, do you need a copy of it, or do you give it to them? Or?
I have another one here, I'll have you sign.
Okay.
Just put that in the file.
Excellent. Let Mr. and Miss.
Here, let me hold it outside the shovel recording. I'm just gonna.
Excellent. Thank you again. You want to say anything? You're welcome. You can go ahead and take that one. Yes, you can take that one along. Thank you all again.
Thank you.
Here's your phone. All right, next we got agenda item number 4, discuss and take possible action to approve the April 7th, 2025 Commissioner Court meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve April 7th, 2025 Commissioner Court meeting minutes.
Second.
Have a motion by, Commissioner Lawler, seconded by Commissioner Lynch to approve the April 7th Commissioner Court meeting minutes. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 5, discuss and take possible action to approve personnel action forms. Good morning.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. First one is Alexandra Alanis, wig increase with an approved slot. Next one is Eduardo Lopez, District Judge's resignation. Next one is Ruby Galsine, District Judge, transfer. Next one is Michael Foz, Tax Assessor, new hire. Next one is Jose Nolasteo, Sheriff's Office, also a new hire. Glenn Bailey, Commissioner Precinct 1, new hire. Leonel Rodriguez, Commissioner Precinct 1, new hire. Rosa Hernandez Sanchez, PDO's office, promotion and transfer. That's it.
I make a motion to approve the personal action.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Motion was by Commissioner Sitter to approve the personnel action forms. Any other discussion? The only thing I would like to say on these, because it just occurred to me that when we come back to our next meeting, Eduardo will be gone. But next meeting, you won't be here, correct? It'll be a couple of days after. So I just want to tell you how much I personally appreciate working with you over the last 13 years or whatever it's been that you and I worked together and serving in this position. I've always appreciated, we don't always see eye to eye on everything, but that's also, I think that's exactly, you never should see eye to eye with your auditor. That's their job, is to make sure we're doing the right thing. I look at Maggie sitting over, it looks like a little devil on his shoulder back there. We don't want him to be that. But their jobs are a lot the same, which is to make sure that at the end of the day, that the county's in a good position and we're doing things the right way. And I've always found Edward to want to do everything the right way. I will miss him, and I appreciate him, and I hope that your new venture is just half as much fun as it's been here. So, thank you. Appreciate it. Would you like to say anything, Edward?
It's been a pleasure and an honor to be here with Medina County. I don't have anything written. Thank you, Judge.
All right, good luck. All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, item number 6, discuss and take possible action to authorize the purchase of a truck for sheriff using discretionary exemption LGC 262.024A. And you all have the packet, and I am going to go through because it's a little different. I had a discussion with the auditor's office. So in the payables, there's actually a payable for the full amount of this vehicle. So, and this is in order, they want to be able to record the full value of the asset for the county, which we hadn't been doing in the past. So the low bid on this, there's a difference of only $15,997.92 in it, is the check that we would owe to the dealership for the difference, which would come out of the equitable sharing account, which is where we always take the money for his trucks. But what we would show at the dealership is that it had a payoff on it, which was the trade-out amount of $79,000. And we would write a check to them for the whole amount, which is $94,997.92. And then they would turn around and write us a check for that $79,000, basically showing like it was a payoff. So we would get that check, put it into the account. We would write the whole check out, which is still a net difference of this $15,997.92. But the auditors really did some research on it. I was confused at first, but I went and looked at it and agree with them that this is what it says and how it should be done, which is just to show that the entire value of, here's the value of the asset. It's not a $16,000 asset. It's actually a total amount. So, and I would say this would only be for this vehicle. This would be, as we went, if we had another vehicle with a trade-in, we would do it exactly the same way. So we would basically write a check, and then the dealership would write us, they'll show the payoff amount back. Still be the net difference the same, but.
So you're actually trading in a $79,000 vehicle?
Yes, that's correct.
What is that?
The Dodge, Dodge pickup. Dodge TRX pickup. Oh, the one he bought 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, we authorize the purchase of the sheriff truck using the discretionary funds at LGC 2.024A to the order call.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sitter, seconded by Commissioner Lawler, to authorize the purchase of a truck for the sheriff using discretionary exemption LGC 262.024A. Any other discussion?
Quick question. The truck that is being traded in is 2 years old?
Is it 2?
It's a 2023. Yes.
2023, yes.
A specific reason?
Just, he tries to keep hot miles off of it and stuff like that, just because it is his truck directly, but he's just gonna trade it in for a different one.
Okay. And the excess, the balance due on it is 16,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically, what fund does that come out of?
It is coming directly out of the Equitable Share Fund, which is where our DDA DABs and everything are poured into.
Okay, explain that to me a little bit more.
So the Equitable Share account, it's based off a, we have what we consider a TFO. We have a assigned deputy that works directly with the DDA on operations, and so any funds that are granted based off those operation funds, which could be seizures, multiple things, we get portions of it or percentage off of it that go back directly to our sheriff's office for discretionary funds to be used by the sheriff's office directly.
Okay, so it's discretionary funds basically from seizures and forfeitures.
Yes, ma'am.
And also just a note that bids were not obtained, and this is also not a purchase through the co-op, and that's the reason for the exemption for this agenda item.
I think I'm just concerned with it being such a newer vehicle. Typically, I have some vehicles within my fleet that are pushing the 15-year mark. And when we try to keep them up and well maintained, it just comes as a surprise that this one's only 2 years old and we're turning around and getting something that's similar, just not the same. Exactly the same.
Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign?
Aye.
Okay. So I have 3 ayes and a nay for Commissioner Lynch. Motion carries. Item number 7, discuss and take possible action to approve accounts payable.
Good morning. The accounts payable for this is $985,863.25. We have 3 wires totaling $15,628.04. We also did the end of the quarter state fees at $172,055.37. And then, of course, the add-on is also on there for the $94,997.92. All other invoices over $10,000 are on the cover page.
Okay, Deborah, can you tell me again what the add-on was?
That's the truck.
That's the truck.
Yeah, we had to approve the exemption.
We had to approve
for-
that amount, yeah.
Thank you.
Quick question for clarification. Medina County Treasurer's Office, you have the 81 fund, Vintage Oaks, Chapter 381 agreement. And it's, huh? Oh,
The cover page.
Okay.
cover page.
Home cover page, okay, sorry.
We're on there, what it's under,
And
unless that's a company.
And you have it repeated again towards the first column, third from the bottom.
Yeah, so that is the terms. So the payable to Vintage Oaks is the developer,
Okay,
70%.
who is Vintage Oaks LLC?
That's Harry.
That's one Harry? Okay. That would be the subdivision, Allen County Road 381.
Yeah, Hunter's Ranch.
Hunter's Ranch. Hunter's Ranch.
And
Yeah, that's Hunter's Ranch. That's just a
I
report.
wish that they would keep the names the same.
Oh, yeah, that's the headache.
and the 30% is Medina County's
Yeah,
portion.
that's.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Why don't they keep the names the same?
You know, you got them all in different LLC.
I don't know, because it's real confusing.
Everyone has agreement.
Probably for Medina financing purposes, for new projects and such.
I make the motion to approve accounts payable with the exception of the 051 fund on page 9 and the 097 fund on page 10.
If you include the add-on, then I will second that.
We include the add-on?
The add-on.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a motion and a second. Motion by Commissioner Waller, seconded by Commissioner Lynch to approve the accounts payable with the exception of 51 and 97 fund and to include the add-on. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 8, discuss and take possible action to approve the disbursement of funds since last Commissioners Court meeting.
All right, since last Commissioners Court, we did pay utilities, fuel, dental, in the total of $18,958.08.
I'll make the motion that we approve the disbursement of funds since the last Commissioner Court meeting.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Lynch, seconded by Commissioner Waller, to approve the disbursement of funds since last Commissioners Court meeting. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 9, discuss and take possible action to approve the investment report for the quarter of January 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2025.
All right, the second investment report for fiscal year 24-25. We had 5 CDs mature, all at FNC. All of them have been reinvested. Our interest rates are between 4.15 and 5.5 right now on the CDs that are in there. We are still invested in the tax pool prime as our local government investment pool, and their interest rate is sitting at 4.47. It fluctuates a little bit because the T-bill has actually been fluctuating pretty rapidly right now.
The CDs, how long are they in there for?
They're all different. We have some that are 6 months, we have all the way up to 2 years.
Okay.
Each one, as they renew, what FNC sends me, gives me different choices each time. And I try to make the decision based on what's available when the CD comes to mature.
And tax pool, you said was 4.47?
Mm-hmm. When I did the end of March, as of today, is 4.48. So,
Okay.
like I said, it's all on the T-bill, and so when the T-bill goes up or down, so does that.
Okay. And they change monthly?
Daily.
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 Okay. Daily change. What's the most you've seen tax pool fluctuate?
Not a whole lot there, not there. Not a whole lot.
So
About
they're
1 or 2 here.
around,
They don't penalize people for that.
yeah, 4.3 to 4.5, range. I mean, are they?
They're only a point or two, like daily. I mean, I pull them up every day.
Okay.
And sometimes it doesn't change at all.
Okay.
So I look at it, I don't do anything with it per se, but it's just for information for myself daily.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, that's good, because stock market down 789 points right now.
We're lucky it's not as bad as it is.
Just to give you a good look.
Yes.
That'd be my
I make a motion that we approve the investment report for the quarter of January 1st, 2025 to March 31st, 2025.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Lynch, seconded by Commissioner Castiglione to approve the investment report for quarter January 1 through March 31, 25. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 11, discuss and take possible action to accept the annual financial report for the year ended September 30, 2024 for Medina County Emergency Service District Number 1. Chief Cook, good morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I'm not sure if y'all received a copy of our financial audit. So according to Chapter 775, we have to submit a financial audit to the county by June of each year. I'm pleased that we got it wrapped up this year in March and approved by our board in April. So our revenue continues to grow. We've been growing at just over $1 million a year for the last 3 years that I've been here. And so our audit is done by auditing firm out of Valley. They've done all of our last audits. It's presented with a solid opinion with no discrepancies noted.
Anybody have any questions on it, Chief? Or not, I didn't entertain a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept the emergency audit report.
Second.
I have
I'm sorry, annual financial report.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sitter, seconded by Commissioner Lawler to accept the annual financial report for year ending September 30, 2024 from Medina County ESD number 1. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 12, a presentation from Chief Lieutenant Cook of the Emergency Service District number 1. Back to year 2 of that pretty book. I like it.
If y'all recall, last year we did our first kind of annual report. Our annual report runs calendar year. So while our audit is fiscal year, we operate our financials on fiscal year. So the financials in here are based off of the fiscal year, but everything else in here is based off of the calendar year. So as it starts off, you have your table of contents, those all click. Kind of a little message from me that I type up, and there you go. So it's exciting to be here. I've been here, this is my 4th year now. So as we continue to move forward, one of the things that's grown significantly has been our organizational chart. As you know, this past year we got tasked with assisting over in Medina County ESD 6, which added kind of another division for us, the way we're operating it right now. And then this past week, we actually put on full-time shift commanders. And so the battalion chiefs you see, each one of our stations report to one full-time shift commander. He's currently based out of our station in Rio, Indiana. Our next page shows the ESD commissioners that you appoint. And so we have an excellent board. Every one of our board members is engaged. Every one of our board members brings something different. Mr. Page, with all the construction, he ran a construction company. Mr. Havey and Ms. Farron just both dig into the finances. And Mr. Hitzfelder, he is, he retired out of San Antonio Fire. It's just a good sounding board for making sure that everything I present makes sense. And then y'all know Marvin, just absolute, just fiscal. You really have to make sure it makes sense before he's going to agree it gets spent. So it's an excellent board. All of them are engaged, and we're thrilled to have them. Our next page is our command staff. And on there, we hired a training chief this past year, and the bottom left is our medical director. So as you know, we're also responsible, we're the only ESD in the county that operates both fire and EMS under one tax rate. So everywhere else in the county, you have a fire ESD and a separate EMS ESD. So we do both of those services under one tax rate of 10 cents. So our medical director, as of, we are shooting for May 30th that our transport units will be the first time fully operated by the local entity and not contracted out. So even in the past, when it was a homegrown Medina Valley EMS, that was still a private, that was still it wasn't a district operated service. It was still a contract situation, much like the volunteer fire department. So we're looking forward to that. But there's a little bio for each one of our command staff if you're interested. And then our administration on the next page, you'll all know Polly. This is actually, Polly's getting ready to hit 25 years serving the county in the ESD scope. I know she's kind of helped guide a few of the ESDs across the county, but just has been a rock. And then we have Lori in there. A few pictures. We have some support services. We do have a chaplain, and then we have in our business, communications is a tough one. We have someone that can actually program all of our radios, speaks that business, deals with every one of our radios and some of our alerting within our stations. And we also have a maintenance division. We're hoping next fiscal year that our maintenance division goes 24 hours right now. One of our station lieutenants also repairs our fire trucks. He retired out of the Army as a diesel mechanic and has gone through, we've sent him through multiple classes for his emergency vehicle technician certifications. Then from there, you see our fire stations. So we obviously house out of the Precinct 2 building with Commissioner Sitter. We have a station in Castroville, station in LaCoste. We opened that new station in LaCoste this year. We have the station up in Mico right across from the dam. And we put another new station in last year, which was Station 14, sits on 471 just south of 1283. I worked with the developer there to purchase some land, currently operating as a temporary facility until the developer finishes their neighborhood and they're bringing us water and sewer. And then our station in Rio Medina, and then we added the station here in Hondo this past year. And then we're looking to actually add a second station in Hondo. Hopefully, the ESD6 actually owns land for stations, and so we're looking at open kind of what we did at 14. So encompasses that. That is our response district now. Just under 700 square miles that we're responsible for. And obviously, we know the whole eastern boundary is under development. And we talked about that development quite a bit. And so one of the things we had done was put it on paper to say, what is it? We hear these numbers. And so this last month, I sat down and found 13,500 houses that we added. I kept hearing the number, but until you actually put them down on paper between all the neighborhoods, 13,500 is what has currently been approved and being worked on in some form, whether they're still going in the air or they're doing site work. And then the other major one is the data centers. So not only do we have the Microsoft data centers, we have two other companies, one that has confirmed, one that's in the process of confirming. We have about 1,400 acres worth of data centers, all within our ESD. Combined, those two sets of development look to add over probably the next 9 years about $16 billion in valuation. Our current district valuation right now is about $5.5 billion. So, gives you an idea. And the stations, those are officers that are responsible for each station. And we talked a little bit about kind of where we've been, past, present, and future. We're really looking forward to kicking off our own transport EMS, having that solidified. One of the things that does for us is that makes sure that the folks know that they're part of the home, the community service. They're not going to get transferred to San Antonio. They're not going to get transferred anywhere else. When they come, they're going to learn to be part of the community. And we're going to have a very, very community-based organization where you're going to know our staff. Our staff's going to know who each one of you are. They're going to know who our community is. The other thing we're excited about is we've ordered a new ladder truck for our Castroville station. We did buy one for our Hondo station. We bought a used one for the station in Hondo. I say we, just because we guided it, but ESD6 made the purchase. And that's in service now. And we have a 107-foot truck going into Castroville to help with all the large commercial development. And so next, one of the things we still do is that was one of the, got to throw some art in here and there. So that fire took off. That was a wildfire here in Hondo. About a week and a half after we were tasked with providing the service over here. So dealing with that. One of the things we still do is we're still a volunteer fire department. We're what we call a combination fire department, but we still recruit volunteers. We still recruit and train volunteers. This last year, we do volunteers a little bit different now, as they actually kind of do it like a part-time job. So they sign up and they ride a 12-hour shift or a 24-hour shift. And if folks don't think that works, last year we had 13,600 hours worth of volunteers staffing those fire stations. Had we had to pay that would have cost us about $500,000 in personnel costs. And so that came out to roughly about 2 additional full-time personnel a day. And all of our volunteers are trained at the exact same level. They hold the exact same certifications. They're just doing it. Some out of the goodness of their heart. Others are working toward a full-time job, and it's a great stepping stone for them. And we've hired a majority of them. What better way for us to vet our personnel to bring them in, not be paying them, be training them, and if they're doing a good job, they get rewarded with a full-time position. Training continues to be just a focus of our organization. We're still young, we're growing. One of the things we do a lot is live burn training now. Twice a year, we go to a live burn facility there in Atascosa, which is actually the college, San Antonio College. We do live burns. We do it in the spring and the fall. The other training we're kicking up is our EMS training. So we're dual-hatted, we always will. And then the last pages are our responses. We still maintain an average response time of about 8 minutes from time of dispatch to arrival on scene. Average. Now, you see up there, Station 12, it's a long ways up there. 12 is Micah. So until we can put a full-time crew up there, it's going to be a little. 14s is kind of the same way. They cover a big area up north. And then 11's decreased. It will continue to decrease. We opened Station 11 on the cost and started staffing it this year, so it changed a little bit. And we talk about our revenue. Next page. And again, we just covered the district audit. Total revenue is just over $6 million. Give you an idea, it cost us right around $1.7 million to staff a station full-time. That's about what it said. The cost of this business has gotten, a fire truck that was $600,000 6 years ago is now $1.2 million. So looking at different ways to make sure that we can keep up with that. And that is the conclusion of my report. I will take any questions that the court may have.
Fantastic report.
Chief, on the, how many EMS units is it?
So the way we operate today is we contract with Allegiance Mobile Health for 3 full-time transport units. Back in November, we put up a unit that we utilize only when the southern 2 units are out, because we're still in a business contract and there's revenue that's generated with each response. But we will go to 4 full-time dedicated units with a 5th. And the way that's going to work is our Station 14 at 1283, they're going to be primary fire. But if our 4 other medic units are out, they're going to jump on a medic unit. And it will leave us a little bit of a gap in the fire staffing. But until such time as the revenue continues to grow and we can afford to have full-time dedicated fire and EMS. But station starting at the south, Lacoste, Castroville, Rio Medina, and up north in Micah, those are all dedicated transport units.
So you're gonna have 5 units, there'll be a 5th one sitting there.
We will have 5 in service with the ability to up to 6. We actually own 6 boxes, right? Or we will own 6 transport boxes.
Okay, so you have 5 more coming because you have that one that was.
Right, we purchased the used one just to go through our process with the Texas Department of Health. It's a lengthy process that Chief Windsor kind of headed up for us. And we did that just to get our license. And now, in order for us to add the next units, it's literally, we call them, they come out, they inspect them, and bill of service. So we're no longer, we already have our license.
We're tasked with operating ESP6 for the short term at least. Is there a long term? What's the future of that going to look like?
So ESP6, currently we just finalized a 3-year interlocal. It's a 12-month interlocal with 2 guaranteed renewals. And then we'll see where that ends up. But that did eliminate the immediate problem on the insurance ratings. And what they did was reset it to just basically say we haven't graded, and then we're going to go in and regrade. As soon as we put our additional personnel on, we'll have added the ladder truck and some other items, and I think we're going to see an improvement, pretty good improvement in the insurance rating here in Harvard.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all. I appreciate y'all coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. I'll make a motion to accept that annual harbor dinner. Thank you.
We did that, yeah, very good. That's what it's presentation, so we can't change. Okay, item 13, discuss and take possible action to approve an application to vacate replat lots 7A and 8A San Antonio Trust subdivision and create Rowan Cinco subdivision located in precinct 3 on State Highway 132 and County Road 6712. Did y'all want to come up and say anything, or Nate and Jen? Good morning.
So my name is Nate Shriver. I'm Director of Site Development for Rowan.
I'm Ghastly, I'm the design manager for Rowan.
As you know, Rowan is the owner of 440 acres between 683 and 6712. We've had an open house for the community. We're a data center developer. We do open houses for every community that we build in. This open house was the most well-attended open house we've ever had in any town, in any community. One of the reasons why we wanted to do that is to show, one, that we're listening to the community, that we want to take in feedback and incorporate that into our development, but also demonstrate that we have a pulse on what's important to the community and that our design incorporates that feedback and that intentionality. The first step in the process is submitting, as you know, a preliminary site plan and also doing a lot consolidation to support the development. So that's what we're presenting here today.
Excellent. The only question that I had on it, and I think I probably know the answer, but I know we have it as like 2 lots. Is the lot 2, is that the substation? Is that for the power?
Yeah, correct. So we own it's in 2 parcels, the 440 acres.
Right.
It's being consolidated into one and then subdivided, as the screen shows, into that about 8-acre parcel, and that's for the substation expansion,
Okay.
so that'll go to AEP.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was just making sure.
So this is a typical, not typical, but they can't replat. But it's different from what we normally see because what we presented doesn't have what's existing now.
That dashed line that you see,
Is that it?
that's the
lot?
existing division, yep.
Okay.
And so it's
It
going to
does show.
be, it's going to be going
I don't
into
think our copy shows it actually.
Oh,
But not that that's critical, because well, I guess what's important is what it's going to become. And we're taking two lots and dividing them into 2 lots just reconfigured. And just on the subject of feedback, I'm going to give you this report.
Yeah,
absolutely. Harrison presented to us.
Do you have 2 of them back there?
Yeah.
I think one's there, yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
I'm going to make a motion that we approve the application to vacate and reclass lots 7A and 8A, San Antonio Trust subdivision, create Rowan Cinco subdivision located in precinct 3 on State Highway 132 and County Road 6712.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Lynch, seconded by Commissioner Waller, as stated. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 14, discuss and take possible action to approve a preliminary commercial development site plan creating Rowan Project Cinco located in Precinct 3 on State Highway 132 and County Road 6712.
Yeah, sorry, they're full size.
No, I think there's 3 in there.
I mean, this judge
They were
decides
in
what.
I'm sure you're going to play.
Just think about we'll never ever pay.
They make good,
I have mine in the.
That's okay.
That's why the digital copies is really nice.
That's okay.
It's gonna fit.
Is there by chance a digital version?
I believe in the.
Do you have a digital version?
As it is, it's not a picture work, it's a.
That's a lot. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's on the packet.
Big project.
So I can walk you generally through it. We are showing kind of the master plan picture here, but for this phase, it's really only one data center building, an accompanying office building, and a site security entrance. So that's what you'll see in the upper right-hand corner. As part of the project, we're also installing a new county road along the north side of the property between 683 and 6712. That's really, and then, again, the master plan is shown for reference only. That's what we anticipate, but obviously I can't predict the future, so there may be some changes moving forward, and we would submit separate site plans for those. There's also substations shown, which will help support the project. There's a utility expansion that we just discussed with the lot consolidation plan, and then there will be a Rowan-owned substation as well.
I noticed on here that in the lower left-hand corner, you've got the future detention pond. How far in the future?
The detention pond will be built at phase 1.
And the outlet for that going across 6712, Road 6712, I don't see that.
Yeah, this is the preliminary stage,
Okay.
so there will be more detail with the final on that specific pipe connection. But yes, it will go, there's an existing drainage channel, and then culverts across 6712 into another existing drainage channel, which eventually gets downstream. And we will be upgrading those outlet points consistent with the project's requirements.
We'll talk about this, our county engineer, record, They've still got 10 more pages to go.
Really sorry, that's,
I was thinking we'll have digital copies.
Huh?
Yes.
Well, you can see the detail extra well on this.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Yeah.
I think my question is on the sheet 19, you have you can just look, you don't even have to go, you can look at it from the cover page.
Where you were, Jim.
Yeah.
Just
Where you
square
were.
19, right there.
Yeah, right there. So you have the proposed Rowan substation, and the corner crosses over into that 300-foot buffer zone, right there.
Yes, it crosses into that, yeah, correct.
How, I mean, the 300-foot buffer zone, is that a hard buffer zone? Because it impacts the corner kind of sheet 13 and sheet 19.
Yeah,
I know these are preliminary.
Then that should really say voluntary. What we worked out with the county is a 250-foot setback. Or with Commissioner Lynch and Judge Lewis. Yeah, so, yeah, you're right, that should have said voluntary. What we strive to do is step back as far as we can. And the 250 foot setback is associated with buildings and structures. So, the outside of that substation is typically more access road, and then part of it is internal to that. So, we'll have a little bit more detail on that final site.
I just wanted to get that clarification.
Yes, thanks.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion that we approve the preliminary commercial development site plan creating road Project Cinco located in precinct 3.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Lynch, second by Commissioner Waller to approve the preliminary commercial development site plan creating the road Project Cinco located at precinct 3 on State Highway 113 and County Road 6712. Any other discussion?
Let me just say it, all we're here for Mr. Garrison's concerns and how we
Yeah, and we can catch up with you afterwards. We are doing geotechnical studies. We've done some preliminary, and we're in the process of doing the detailed one now for the first few buildings.
Any other discussion? All in favor, aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Item 15, discuss and take possible action to approve a final plat establishing the following units in Maidens Landing subdivision located in precinct 2 on FM 1957, units 4B and 5B.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Judge. My name is Andrew Ortega, MTR Engineers. We're seeking final plat approval on Maidens Landing 4B and 5B. Project has been complete. Construction has been accepted by all the different utility agencies. We've received our construction and material testing reports. Everything checks out, so we've met all the requirements from the county to proceed with the final plating.
Any
approve the final plat,
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sitter, seconded by Commissioner Castiglione to approve, as stated, for 485B. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 16, discuss and take possible action to accept the following maintenance bonds for street and drainage improvements in the Woodlands at Medina Hills subdivision located in precinct 1. Bond number PB 03016801252 for unit 1A. PB 03016801253 for unit 1B. Bond number PB 03016801254 for unit 2A. Bond number PB 03016801255 for unit 3A. And bond number PB 03016801256 for unit 4A.
Remind me what percentage we're able to ask for?
100%. If y'all had to roll through this, it's gonna be a beautiful. I've been back on there last week. Looking really nice.
And I've been out there several times, as well as our engineering firm to do punch list items for all the roads. And I think the maintenance bonds, I think we're at 100% on all of these units. So this is just the approval of the maintenance bonds. So I recommend to accept the following maintenance bonds for street and drainage improvements in the Woodlands at the Medina Hills subdivision located in precinct 1.
As read by me.
As read by Judge.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to accept the maintenance bonds that, as I read them earlier, that are listed as agenda item 16. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 17, discuss and take possible action to approve a professional services agreement between Medina County, Sheets and Crossfield, PLLC, attorneys to represent the county in various aspects of real estate and economic development law, including but not limited to the real estate and tax abatement negotiation and specialty district creation. So this is the law firm that we had some recommendations. Mr. Bedford's not doing these any longer, so I talked with Charlie Crossfield, the senior partner, one of the senior partners at Crossfield and Sheets, and they were highly recommended. So working with him and Adam Hill, who assists Mr. Crossfield in this, they have a lot of experience that I think will serve us well. They're out of Round Rock. They've done a bunch of these agreements for the Georgetown area, so they're really versed in this, much like Mr. Bedford as well. We've had pretty lengthy discussions. I had them go check on us as well to make sure that we were a good fit for them, and they did. They checked references and stuff on us and felt that we were a good fit for each other. So I'd like to engage them, of course, in all of these agreements. Be the same thing. They have their fees listed, but whoever we're doing these agreements with will be actually paid those fees, just like we do on that in the past. But so my recommendation is that we bring them on. We do have another agreement that we're currently working on that as soon as we get them engaged, we can have them start working on our behalf. So
I want to make a motion that we approve the professional services between Medina County and the Sheets and Crossfield PLLC attorney to represent us in various aspects of real estate and economic development law, including but not limited to real estate and tax abatement negotiation for specialty districts.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Motion was by Commissioner Sitter, and my second came from Commissioner Castiglione. That, as read, any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 18, discuss and take possible action to approve a seventh amendment to the interlocal cooperation agreement between counties and cities associated with Operation Lone Star for law enforcement services. Chief?
Good morning.
Good morning.
As we're moving forward with Operation Lone Star, we're having additional agencies that are joining the group. So every time we have a number of agencies that join, we have to come back and update our MOU. And this is the process. And just on a side note, this is fixing to go nationwide. There's conversation going, but we might be doing operations outside the state of Texas.
So in this agreement, I don't know if everybody, but it's adding Waller County SO, Austin County SO, Castroville PD, Kennedy PD, Alice PD, and the Alamo PD to the agreement.
That is correct. So the total number of participating agencies is going to be pretty close to 30 different agencies throughout South Texas.
I will move we approve the seventh amendment to the interlocal cooperation agreement between counties and cities associated with Operation Lone Star for law enforcement services.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Lynch, seconded by Commissioner Lawler, as read. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Item 19, discuss and take possible action to approve task order 25-01 from Westwood Professional Services Incorporated for engineering services relating to the Venus Flood Mitigation Project fiscal year 22 FMA.
Good morning, gentlemen and ladies.
Good morning.
This is regarding to our Devine project that we are working on. I just want to bring, this is the tasks that phase one Westwood could do in phase one. The total for phase one is $1,868,358.39. Our portion is 10% of that. That's our match at $186,835.84.
From this grant, is this money that we paid and get reimbursed?
Yes, you would be out of pocket this and then get reimbursed through the Texas Water Development Board,
Minus the 10%.
minus the 2%.
Well, we had a good meeting a couple of weeks ago, and this, I don't know if Jay wants to mention anything about that or not.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You have any comments on our meeting that we had?
No, it was a very positive meeting. We got a lot of feedback from the community. There was definitely some concerns about downstream impacts, and I'm going to work with Pat to help explain why that's not going to be the case.
Okay.
So that's the biggest thing we took away from it. But overall, it sounded very positive. They're excited about it and wanted to continue.
Thank you. I will make a motion that we approve task order 25-01 from Westwood Professional Services Inc. for engineering services related to the Venus Flood Mitigation Project.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Lynch, seconded by Commissioner Lawler, to approve task order 25-01 from Westwood Professional Services Incorporated. Any other discussion?
Thank God, this has been a long time coming for people.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
I have a quick question for
Yes.
Beverly on this one. So the last email correspondence after we were reviewing that, we had an email saying that they needed to include a statement that says they incorporate the terms of the prime agreement. There were like 2 tasks. Did those get done?
The 2 tasks that were the federal requirement, that's going to be on this this agreement right now, this task order. But then the Texas Water Development Board actually had an additional comment. We're going to bring that in as an amendment too.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it
Okay.
didn't catch on this one.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that got
Yeah,
addressed.
it's just a separate letter, and we did that with the national.
Okay, yeah, I remember, yeah, we did that the first time around. So, okay, just wanted to make sure.
Thank you, Maggie, for your review.
Yes.
of this.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, item 20, discuss and take possible action to approve amendment number 2 to the local hazard mitigation planning services contract with Rank Works Inc. dated December 5th, 2023.
This is for our local hazard mitigation action plan that we are updating right now. The old one, which was approved by FEMA in 2020, needs to be updated by 2025, by the end of this year. GrantWorks is our vendor that is supplying the administrative services. Horn, it goes through the Texas Department of Emergency Management, and Horn actually does their reviews of all of the contracts that they have. And Horn came back and said that we needed, under a federal requirement, to add these two CFRs to the agreement. And that's basically what we did.
I make the motion that we approve amendment number 2 to the local hazard mitigation planning services contract with GrantWorks Incorporated dated December 5th, 2023.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Lawler, seconded by Commissioner Castiglione, as stated by Commissioner Lawler. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Item 21, discuss and take possible action to approve an interlocal agreement with the Southwest Texas Regional Advisory Council, better known as STRAP, for certain electronic records management software, or ERMS, services for the offices of emergency management coordinators / fire marshal.
Morning, Judge and Commissioners. So this would be for the program that would be utilized once we adopt fire codes. What you don't want to do is go out there with pen and paper and have to do all of this stuff by pen and paper. Image Trend is one of the most utilized programs out there that's available. Strat happens to have a regional contract, so they work with most of the fire marshal's offices throughout the region to provide this as they're the supplier. Really makes it a lot easier. You can even use this on your phone. So you walk into a building and pull it up on your phone and you can start doing this, and it takes you through the checklist of everything that you need to look at. And it'll generate reports for us as well.
Do we have a cost?
Yes.
Yeah,
3,000 per year.
Per
And then you
year.
have an inspection cost.
After the first year of actually utilizing it, then we'll be able to have some statistics to show how many inspections we're doing. Then there's a per inspection cost. And all of that will be built into our inspection fees. So inspection fees will actually end up paying for those kind of costs.
$3.18. Yeah, it's on that same.
$3.18
Per
inspection. So if you're
Correct.
looking at 100 inspections per year, it's $318.
Yeah.
Total, okay. Is there a cost for additional access for tablets or apps or something like that? Or
So
number of users?
this would be an organizational fee.
Okay. So you have unlimited downloads and use of the app per organization. I recommended that we approve the interlocal agreement with Southwest Texas Regional Advisory Council, STRAC, for certain electronic records management software, the ERMS. EMS services for the Office of Emergency Management Coordinator / Fire Marshal.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Castiglione, seconded by Commissioner Sitter, as stated by Commissioner Castiglione. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 22, discussion of possible action to approve the Thomas Reuters Agreement for West Proflex access for the HC Hill Country Public Defender's Office, Hill Country Regional Public Defender's Office. I'll get it out here in a moment. This is one of their softwares that they use, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not exactly sure what they use it for, but this is the renewal, and it's $1,967 a month, and for a 36-month contract, and it's, of course, this also goes out of the TIDC grant that funds the PDO.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Thomas Reuters agreement for West Proflex access for the HCR Public Defender's Office.
That's a weird name. Sounds like a medical condition. I'm not sure I want one of those. Oh, there, I didn't see, I'm sorry, I didn't see it back there. What is this?
It's for legal research.
Legal research.
Yes. It's what people think of the board of government more by Westlaw.
Okay, so it was Westlaw, or it is Westlaw?
It's just kind of a renamed version.
I like Westlaw a lot better than I like this. Sounds like you might need to take medication after you use this. Any other? Anybody?
Second.
Motion? We made the motion. Oh, yeah, that's right, we were having a discussion. All right, we have a discussion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Excellent. Good luck with the research. Item 23, discuss and take possible action to approve a modified budget for fiscal year 2025 Continued Sustainability Improvement Grant number SG-25-008 from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission for the Hill Country Regional Public Defender's Office.
Okay. We've already submitted the budget adjustment. It was signed by the judge on April 30th. It was signed once, and this is the follow-up to that. What we're doing is we're taking funds out of the salaries and fringe and moving it down into supplies to help fund the remodeling of the Honda National Bank, and also any other additional expenses that may be incurred during the move from the public defender's office from the courthouse over to the Honda National Bank.
I'm not sure why do we bring this back again? Because we approved this.
They want another signature.
Who does?
TIDC.
Oh, they want another signature?
Yes.
Besides the one we already approved?
Yes. They sent it through their board. We went through our board, then we went through Minister Court, and then they went through their board, and now it's coming back for another signature.
Okay.
Which bank did you say we're using this on?
The Honda National Bank.
Honda National.
All right, I look for a motion on this one. And approve it again.
I'll make the motion to approve a modified budget for the FY 2025 Continued Sustainability Improvement Grant, number SG-25-008 from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission for the Hill Country Regional Public Defender's Office.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Lawler, seconded by Commissioner Lynch, as stated by Commissioner Lawler. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Tell them we're really sure.
I'll come back again.
Item 24, discuss and take possible action to accept the annual financial report for the year ended September 30th, 2024 from the Medina County Emergency Service District number 4. And I believe everybody, you all have a copy of it. It's also done by Coleman Portman company.
Same one?
Yes, same company. I think they do all of them, I think they do all of them, actually. I don't think anybody does.
I'll make a motion that we accept the report from Medina County Emergency Management Report as written.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sitter, second by Commissioner Castrielli to accept the annual, accept the annual financial report from Medina County Emergency Service District number 4. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 25, discuss and take possible action to approve a comprehensive annual maintenance proposal from Lone Star Comfort Services for the following locations: WIC at 1402 Avenue M, the Health Unit at 1206 15th Street, and the Criminal District Attorney's Office at 1403 Avenue M, like Nancy. So all of these are that building, we call it Dulwich across the street, but they're for the different sections that are all in that building. And this is to do the quarterly maintenance and, that we've been doing in our other facilities on our AC units and trying to take better care of all, making sure all our filters are either changed out and doing really good maintenance on those systems.
I'll make a motion that we approve the comprehensive maintenance proposal for Lone Star Comfort Services for the following services: of the WIC, the health unit, and the criminal district office.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. A motion by Commissioner Sitter, seconded by Commissioner Castellini, as stated by Commissioner Sitter. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 26, discuss and take possible action to authorize advertisement for sealed bids for courthouse lawn traditional spray irrigation conversion. This is just an agenda item. We'd like to put out RFPs to get some pricing, looking at it as we're going into the budget season. That system was put in when all of that stabilization was done on the courthouse and the apron was added around it and those type of things. They recommended irrigating that to help stabilize the area. That was part of why it was done. That system has never really worked very well, but it's to the point now that if you look at an aerial of it, I think it's, I remember right, the northwest quadrant of it is the only thing that would even see green on the yard. I mean, it just does not work. It's been, it just was not really a good system from the beginning. So this is to look at just putting in a traditional spray head type irrigation system. There are other problems we have with that sub-irrigation, and there's, when you even put a roof on the courthouse, there's no way into it. I mean, it's been run over with heavy equipment trying to get up to the site, where traditionally you could route it and drive between the heads. It's just not a good fit for over there. But this is strictly just doing some exploring for budgeting purposes to kind of see what we can look at to.
I'll make a motion that we authorize sale bids for the courthouse lawn traditional spray irrigation. Second.
Have a
No, so that back into the marketplace.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah, that was just about the time I came to work when that was being done, I believe. Okay, so we have a motion by you, Commissioner, and then I heard somebody over here. Commissioner? Both of you? Okay. So motion from Commissioner Sitter, second from Commissioner Lynch, to authorize advertisement for sealed bids for courthouse lawn traditional spray irrigation conversion. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 27, discuss and take possible action to clear items from the following offices as surplus or salvage and authorize disposal. These were from sheriff/emergency management items. All of these items came, so in Casperville, what we refer to as Cross Hill, on the water tank on that hill, we had equipment that was there for a very long time that was part of the EMS fire department voting system, and a very old system. That equipment has not been operational in quite some time. But the old radios and So a few weeks or several weeks ago, myself and Doug met with the city up there so I could show them this is the stuff no longer needed. And we took all that old equipment, the radios and those items out of there to dispose of, which are disposal items. They're very old components. And then we left an electrical enclosure with some coax cable running up to the 2 antennas that are on that tank. And left them because the city may have an opportunity to use those if they like for something. Wasn't any use to pull all that stuff down. It's better where it is than just taking it down and throwing it away. So that's what the transfer of items would be, is to give those items to the city of Castro. They're of no value to us, but they may be of value to this truck. What's that?
Does that include this truck?
No. That's that's two different, that's a different item. So I was giving you the first item.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll go with the truck.
Yeah. So, well, that truck's already here. That's what we took the emergency management truck, and Doug is in this truck. So this is a transfer over to, just transferring that from the sheriff's office over to Doug's use. So we had the emergency management truck he was in, and we put it back to the barn and trying to preserve the miles and stuff. That's 3/4 ton for pulling the trailers and doing all of those items. And then the trade-in is just the RAM that we talked about earlier that's listed on here as well. It's the trade. So that's all the items.
I make the motion to declare the items listed below as surplus or salvage and authorize disposal.
I have a motion and a second. Motion from Commissioner Lawler, second from Commissioner Lynch to either declare surplus or salvage or transfer of the items that are listed on the agenda. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 28, court member announcements. Commissioner?
Thank you for the rain. I'm glad we're getting some rain. What that does is it knocks down some of the trees that are dead along the county roads, especially with the wind that we had over the past couple of days. So we're continuing to pick up brush. That's, standard operating procedures. We did replace some guardrail up in the Medina Lake area in 3 locations. We did have a car take out a large stretch of guardrail on the bridge beneath the dam. We had that replaced last week, so that is back up and operational, along with 2 other areas where we had previous guardrail damage. We're continuing to shred as we're getting the rain and grass, and the weeds are continuing to grow. So we want our county road right-of-ways to be nice and open. So we're going to continue to do that. We've been doing a lot of pothole patching over on the very east side of the precinct, near Greenpoint Acres and Westview subdivision along County Road 381. And then we are currently working on doing some edging on County Road 467. Other than that, continuing to prep roads, and this summer we're going to be doing a lot of seal coat on some of our roads.
Yeah, thank you for the rain, and like I said, we got shredders running too. It is unbelievable what little bit of rain has done. The first rain before us, last one even hit this weekend. But anyhow, I would really like for the news people to come out and see what our paving crews are doing. I had the pleasure of watching them for 4 days over in Precinct 2. Where the repaving was over the cost from Lacoste all the way up to Medina River West Bridge, 24 feet wide. I can't imagine hiring anybody in the state of Texas that does a better job than the county road crew. It is amazing. I know they put a bond on a couple of people. We just, and we'll hopefully be through by the end of next week for quite a while, end of this week for quite a while. It's amazing what this crew has put together and the quality of work we're putting out. It's just, it's top notch. That's all I can tell you. And I thank the court for allowing us to get the equipment to do what we're doing today. And in the future, I think we need to look forward to, with our new tax revenue coming up, to hire enough crew people to keep this utilized to where we don't have to rob from everybody else. It is a mess. Just about time I get something going real good, the state will call and say, I got 5,000 yards of millings I need to move on next week. And that happens, so what do? Your big board that you just put up there with all your plans on it goes away. That's why I don't put up a board no more. It's just, we get done what we get done. And it seems to work out that way. But like I said, we really need to be proud of the crew that we got in Medina County, taking care of the county roads. It is professional. That's all I got.
Precinct 3's doing the normal maintenance things that we always do, and in addition, we'll continue to work on County Road 511, a whole bunch of topping rock out there, or started that process with the help of Precinct 4 truck, just to be prepared for seal coating a 3+ mile section of that to begin with. That's our next big project.
Precinct 4, I'm still on my County Road 6 project, had a couple setbacks the last couple of weeks. We're working through it, and thank you for the help of all the other commissioners and their foremen, sending people to help me out. That's much appreciated.
The only thing I have, last week, went to Austin and provided testimony for the ASR bill that we are working along with the Water Alliance group, which is to allow us, if we get the ASR project put together through the grant funds, this bill would have to be in place to allow us to drill through the Edwards Aquifer. There's a law in place that is really there for oil and gas that says you cannot drill completely through the aquifer. So this bill allows us to do that, those, there's been other favorable, they see favorable on doing this. But I think we had this was the House bill. It went very well. I think we're in a favorable position on it. Also met with the senator while I was there, and I think we now have that set up to be able to, I'm not sure how the Senate's going to handle it, whether we're going to go to another hearing on that to get them to do the same, but I do feel like we're sitting in a good position on that bill right now, so I'm going to keep working on it and try to get it finished up before the session's over.
What about the APM bill for the next highway funds?
The what? I'm sorry.
APO bill or APM?
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys, well, that's not a bill. You're talking about our...
Did we get okay for that?
No, you're talking about the Metropolitan Planning.
Yeah, that's it.
No, sir, that's actually just sitting on the governor's desk. As you know, he's been a little distracted here. I don't think he's been looking at our Medina County part to just sign off on. He's been doing some other stuff lately. So, but he's through with that. So hopefully he'll see our bill soon. It's on the governor's desk for signature. That's literally what we're waiting on. So hopefully any moment now, but that's what I've been thinking for a couple of months. So that's it. At his timing. I will follow up. I did have one of our people go check on it one time, so I'll follow back up on that, see if we can go dig it up. I did offer to go up there and look for it on his desk, but they didn't take me up on it, so. All right.
We're wrong with the sign.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to get it, keeping out like everybody else.
I move we adjourn.
Okay. Motion and second, we adjourn. We're adjourned. Thank you all so much. Appreciate it.